Yo, what's up, my sobbers? It's me, the Sobbing Sobbo, and today I'm starting a brand new series entitled Unscripted Movie Reviews, where I review a movie unscripted, or maybe two. Today I'll do two. Alright. Anyway, the two movies I'll be reviewing today are Woodpecker and Gremlins. So, before I start reviewing those two movies, if you like the bad movie for some random reason and hate the good one for some random reason, make sure, make sure, it's all my opinion. It's all my personal opinion on, and yeah, let's get started. First film, so start off with the first film is Woodpecker, which debuted in 2017 in movie theaters in Brazil. In case you don't know, people in Brazil love Woodpecker. Like they still watch it to this day. I don't know why, but yeah, it's a classic cartoon and I love it. The classic Woody Woodpecker is amazing. It's awesome, good. It's everything. It's one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Just saying. And what I learned is that in 2011 they announced like a animated Woody Woodpecker by Illumination Pictures. Guess what? That didn't happen at all. Instead, we got this crap by Universal in 2018, which came to us straight to DVD. Now, with a straight to DVD release, you think that this film's bad, right? Exactly. It is so bad. It's one of the worst straight-to-DVD movies out there, and probably the worst movie I've ever seen on Netflix. It is so bad that literally I had to go listen to awful music to just cure it in my to just get rid of this film. It's just so stupid and awful. I just Jesus Christ. So the film's about like these little campers, and they just decide to build a home in Woody Woodpecker's forest, and then Woody just basically like, oh, I'll try to protect my home by torturing the poor people making the stupid house. Speaking of the house, this house looks freaking awful. It basically looks like the glass house from Fairy Odd Parents, from like the Channel Chaser episode, I believe it was. Yeah, this is really awful. Like, the way he tortures the people, it just hurts to see. Like, he puts some people in cement, he basically just ruins all the wood in the house by pecking it. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's talk about Woody Woodpecker, or what I call Woody the Turd Pecker. He basically, well, doesn't even feel like the actual Woody Woodpecker. He just, in the original, he just doesn't speak a lot, and he's really nice. And look what we got here. He has lots and lots and lots of one-liners, and his voice is so annoying that I literally have to cut my ears off in the bathroom or maybe swallow some pills. It's so his one-liners go from "get ready to go, commando" and let's get it straight. His one-liners are so forgettable. That's the only one I remember. That's basically the only one I remember. It's so freaking bad, his one-liners. And then Woody, his animations are awful. He just moves unnaturally, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but notice that his voice sounds like something from a cassette tape. It's literally bad quality voice acting. His voice is so bad. He also sounds like an old man. And then we have the scenes that he was featured in. Like, basically, he meets one of the campers, and the camper, he's friends with the camper because he wants his peanut butter snacks. You kidding me? You're begging him for food? And what he does is just pecks a "don't feed the animals" sign to make it say "feed the animals." He just basically ruined the forest. Like the little sign. Yeah, I told you this was going to be unscripted because I was talking a little bit awkwardly. But yeah, he just ruins the sign, ruins it by saying "feed the animals." And then he basically goes crazy over it. Like, that's his Scooby Snack Rebel Tax, he says. And well, basically at one scene when he just takes off all these bullies' clothing and makes them run away, he basically confirms that he's his BFF, or what he likes to call the bringer of free food. You know what? Who cares, Woody? You only want him because of his food? Are you freaking kidding me? And you making all these cringe-worthy jokes? Like, what the heck is wrong with this film? And then you have all the pranks. You have all these stupid pranks that go on with this film that are basically just nonsensically bad. Like, for example, like toward the end of the film, he poops on someone's ice cream and someone likes it. What the heck is this? What the heck even is this film? And then the worst part of the film, which is probably the worst movie scene I have ever seen in my life, is that basically this girl named Vanessa, which is supposed to be the husband's wife, and then he basically puts gas in the van where he's at, and basically he puts gas in it, and then she's cooking with fire, and then all of a sudden the van explodes. The freaking van explodes with Vanessa inside. He covers it up by saying, don't try this at home. I'm a professional cartoon character. I hate you, Woody! Why would you do that? Jesus Christ, I don't want to talk about this film. Turns out Woody becomes nice at the end, but burns the house by accident because he was carving himself in like a family portrait and knocks down a candle and then gets kidnapped by these hunters. Of course it's the hunter thing. What do you expect? It's an animal film with a forest. What do you expect? Also, the film is so freaking predictable. I can't even explain how bad this film is. There's also fourth wall breaks. I'm a fourth wall break person myself. But Jesus Christ, these fourth wall breaks don't even work perfectly. After Woody explodes the van, Vanessa just basically screams and basically a crack hits the screen. And that's a stupid cliche, like opera going, ooh, and then cracks a screen. That's a cliche, and I hate cliches. Like, ah. That basically everything is wrong about this film. The stupid puns, for example, like they play bird, bird's the word, bird, bird's the word, and then Woody's like, oh, that's my jam, and basically, get it, because he's a bird? That's unfunny. Literally, his animations are unnatural. The human characters are bad. The dialogue is so awful. Bring her free food, anybody? Yeah, don't watch this. It's on Netflix. I'm warning you. Don't watch it at all. It's a 0 out of 10. Freak it. A negative infinity out of 10. I'm not going to talk about this film anymore, and I want to watch the OG Woody Woodpecker, like the 1950 ones. Yeah, I like the post-credit scene. It's classic Woody Woodpecker, yeah. But everything else, I do not want to talk about it no more. Now let's talk about the Gremlins. I just watched this one yesterday, and it's actually really, really good. Well, I won't call it that good, but it's aged pretty terribly, in my opinion. The Gremlins movements didn't age that well. They basically move like robots whatsoever. So the film starts off with this guy getting in a store, and he gets like a gremlin, and then the kid. There's this kid, and now in the film, it's basically the kid in the future, and he finally gets the Mogwai for Christmas, and inside is the Mogwai that the man called Gizmo. And this is why I love this film. Gizmo is incredibly cute. Like at one point, like in the climax, he was driving a car and it was so cute. And in like this movie scene, he's watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and he sees a deer in it and he screams, Bambi! It's so adorable, this kid. He's so freaking adorable. However, some random kid pours water into him and they warn him not to pour water in him. And then these 5 gremlins show up and they're all tiny gizmos and they're all mean-spirited and stuff. They play Donkey Kong, they throw up on the floor. Yeah, there is some gross humor in this film, but I appreciate it. However, they go into like a putrid stage and, well, they turn into black gremlins. I'm not being racist. Basically, they go on doing mischief to people, trying to kill these people, and just causing mischief everywhere, like ruining the TV, cassette tapes, whatever, like the antenna, like, yeah, Wi-Fi thing. Anyway, I'm trying to say is that this film is actually good. Gizmo is cute and all, and I love this film. It's actually a guilty pleasure in my opinion. the black gremlins seem to have lots of fun, and there are lots of entertaining scenes involving these gremlins. For example, there's like a bar scene where everyone's like all the gremlins are in a bar, they're all drinking, playing gambling. I find that scene really, really fun to watch. It's really cool, and I like to see all these gremlins interact with each other. They all feel like brothers, in my opinion. However, this film didn't age that well. For example, like, here's the thing. Burger King's in this film. And there's the old logo. And we have the way better logo right now. So, yeah. It didn't age that well. The Gremlins movements don't age that well. And, yeah. It has a PG rating. And you know how the 80s films does it. Like, 16 candles. There's, like, 16 candles. There's, like, some swearing. Before the 5 minutes of the film, there was an F-bomb. Nudity. Lots of inappropriate jokes. That's what the Gremlins does. Like, but except with all the dirty jokes, like all the inappropriate stuff, nudity. There's no nudity at all. Instead, there's gore. Yeah, I said it, gore. And this gore is in like one specific scene where like the mother attacks all the Gremlins and puts like one of them in like a microwave and it explodes, revealing gore and stuff. And then there's one that gets caught in like a blender and blood splurs out everywhere. This should have been rated R and I love it a lot. And then there's scares. The scares are really cool and all. I like this. Like there's some jump scares, for example, like the main protagonist goes into this room and then a gremlin pops out of the TV with a scary look on its face. And I was like, oh my god, like that made me jump a little bit. It really made me jump. It made me jump. Not only that, but the fact that not only that, but the fact that this film is actually really popular makes me happy. I love Gizmo in this film. The interactions with the evil gremlins are great. And there is some good humor too, like all the mishaps with the inventions. That's pretty funny. Yeah, my final score for Gremlins would be a 7 out of 10. Yeah, it didn't age that well, but it's a really fun movie, and I hope to revisit it again. Next week, anybody? I think for the bad film next week, I'll do The Cat in the Hat. It's on Netflix, but I remember watching it as a little kid. And for the good film, I'll review my favorite film, which is Coraline. So, yeah, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later. Bye.